I don't want to empty myself out and leave this game broken and bruised for a paycheck.
Final in the final countdown now.
It feels like I'm right where I'm supposed to be. It feels a little weird being at home on fight week. I'm gonna drive to New Orleans tomorrow, but waking up in my own bed in my own home on a Monday of fight week feels a little different. I haven't fought in Louisiana in over 10 years, and even then when I fought, I didn't come back to my house. I stayed at the hotel and stuff. So it's perfect. It's exactly how it's supposed to be.
One question that fans have been asking right now is why? Why are you hanging up the gloves at this moment in time? Because you've still shown that although you're 35 years old, that you can still compete at the best with the best at the highest level. You went 4.5 rounds with Islam Makhachev. You beat Benoit Saint-Denis, and you're still mixing it with the likes of Justin Gaethje and everybody. You're still at the peak of your powers. So why are you calling time in the career now? And is it very hard to do that considering you are still at the peak of your powers?
Yeah, it's very hard. I've been doing this for my whole life. I've been fighting since I was 17 years old. So making this decision is tough, but the decision was made because I have over 50 fights. I'm my wife's pregnant. I have a little girl at home. I've said this over and over again. I don't want this sport to retire me. I want to walk away from the sport. And if that's putting on great performances and fighting and beating the best guys in the world, that's the way I want it to be. I want to go out on top with stuff still left in the tank. I don't want to empty myself out and leave this game broken and bruised for a paycheck or, it's just time. I just feel like it's time. I've done a lot in the sport and I want to be healthy and be with my family. I've been doing this for a very long time.
Mhm. And congratulations on the second one. Do you know what you guys are having yet?
Yeah, it's a boy.
Ah, congratulations, man. The legacy was already complete with your daughter, but now it's really, really cemented. Like I have that similar feeling. My son's gonna be born in September. I'm a girl dad at the moment, so yeah, I'm equally as excited as you are at this moment in time. Moving on to my next question, I mentioned it there, that it must be hard to walk away when you still are at the peak of your powers. Have you been umming and ahhing with your decision during this training camp, or has it just been a dead set that no, this is the final one. I've made the decision. I've told my wife, I've told my friends and family that this is going to be the last one. I'm going to stick to it.
Yeah, I've been pretty dead set on it. I wouldn't have come out and said this is it unless I was sure. There's moments like when I'm driving to the gym and stuff that reality sets in, and I can't believe this is the last time I'm ever going to do this. But my decision has been made.
Yeah. And it's safe to say that you're content with the career and how it's panned out.
Yeah, you have to. I have to be. I have to be. I'm grateful for everything, all the lessons I've learned, the accomplishments I've had throughout the sport. I had a good run. I really did, and I'm proud of it.
And one of the things that I've always wanted to ask you about is it's been well documented. You've had the highest of highs, you've had the lowest of lows, but you've exuded a certain type of mental fortitude that I haven't, that some fighters try to put on that they've got, but that's really, I think, deeply ingrained in you. What would you attribute that to? Would you attribute that to your upbringing or just the journey that you've been on in general?
Both, for sure, both. But it's just who I am at heart. I'm a real fighter. You know, I was always in this to see how far I can push it and how good I can be. It was never about money or fame or any of that stuff. It was all a personal challenge to myself to be the best at something since I was a kid. And I found out how good I can be. And yeah, I'm at a perfect spot.
And in this period of reflection, have any regrets come up? Like anything you wish you could have done differently? I know hindsight is like an amazing thing, but is there anything that you would wish you could change?
No, because of course, like if I hindsight, if I look back at certain fights, certain sequences that happened in fights, I wish I would have done this or defended this different or things like that. But as far as my career in total, every single fight I gave my all in training camp. Every single fight week I showed up to leave it all out there. I took what I had in that moment to be the best I can be, and I put the right foot forward and did everything I could. So I have no regrets on preparation or my approach to fighting. I did everything I could to be the best in every time that bell rang. So no regrets on that.
And one question that fans have been asking as well is this like, the quote unquote MMA retirements that we've seen, and then like maybe 6 months down the line, the right opportunity arises. I'm assuming that's not the case. Judging from the conviction that you have in your voice.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no.
And is this a combat sports retirement as well? There's not going to be any temptation to test yourself, say in boxing or in on grappling or anything else. You're completely done.
Well, I'm still going to be in the gym, so we'll see about grappling. If something fun came along, maybe I would do a grappling match or something like that in the future. But combat sports, I'm going to protect my brain and try to age as healthy as I can after post fighting.
Mhm. And another thing that I was curious to ask is we've seen fighters who have struggled with the transition into life after fighting. Um, how do you think that you're going to handle that, or do you have things in place to keep yourself busy to make sure that the transition is as smooth as possible? Because we've seen fighters go off the rails when they've got nothing to do, and I'm sure that's something that obviously you've thought about in the lead up to this decision, and I'm sure you've got things in the pipeline to make sure that's not the case.
Yeah, I mean every situation is different with each guy or girl, but I have I have multiple businesses, and like I said, I'm about to be a father again, and my daughter's getting older. I have lots of things that keep me super busy, but I don't think anything's ever going to fill that void of what fighting was, you know, um, throughout my career. So that could be a little bit of struggle to be at war with something so deeply the way I've been with combat sports. But other than like stay busy work and things to keep me occupied, I have my plates full for on that part.
Mhm. And one question, if there was one fight, um, the build up, the anticipation, and the actual fight that itself that you could relive, what fight would it be and why?
Uh, it would have to be the either the Max fight when I won the belt or that second Conor McGregor fight in Abu Dhabi, just because I felt like the odds were against me. It was COVID. I had to travel across the world. The guy, I had to wait 7 years for the rematch. It's just a lot went into that. So much media, so much hype. And to go out there and knock him out, and it was an incredible night.
And just as satisfying as winning a belt?
I mean, that one felt good, but I got winning the belt was the best.
Fair enough, fair enough. And onto the fight with Max. Was he the person that you earmarked for this retirement fight, or were there other names that you threw to the UFC when you approached them and said that look, this will be the swan song?
No, I asked for Justin Gaethje trilogy. That's what I asked for because we're 1-1.
Yeah.
And I knew I was going to retire. I didn't want to close out my career with an open 1-1 fight like that. But the UFC wanted Max, and dude, it's an honor. He's a legend, and I was his first fight. He's going to be my last. I was his first fight in the UFC. He's going to be my last fight in the UFC. So, and I have so much respect for the guy. So it made sense to fight Max, but I actually asked for Justin originally.
And just two more quick ones for me. Have you actually thought about the moment, regardless of the result, of when you take off the gloves and you place them down and you leave the octagon in front of your friends and family in your home state? Have you actually thought of that, or have you put that to one side and just tried to focus on the task at hand of beating Max?
Yeah. Yeah, I've kind of been tunnel vision, just treated this like another training camp, like a normal fight, and focus on my opponent and everything I need to do to show up in my best conditioning and all the things that come along with preparing for a fight. It's so much work. I haven't really had time to think about the immediate post fight. And I don't know how that's gonna be. I gotta go through it. So I don't even know how to try to imagine.
Mhm. And final one for me, stylistically, how do you foresee this fight with Max playing out? Because obviously you two have both grown as mixed martial artists since the fight in Atlanta in 2019, and he's well and truly filled into his lightweight frame. So how do you foresee this fight playing out?
Honestly, I feel like it's gonna be a lot like the last one, back and forth on the feet, just at a higher level, a higher IQ, and it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle like the second one, I'm sure.
All right, Dustin, El Diamante, Poirier, thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thank you.